Alright, so the last step is to take your phase 1 Word document, copy it, and paste it in phase 2. Rename it phase 2 at the end. And now what we're going to do is we're going to draw 3 findings from our Excel and Access. So I'm going to open up my phase 2 report, and the section we're working on is this one called findings. We need to make 3 findings. So that's why I said I would prefer you actually do 3 graphs, because it's the easiest thing to make a finding from a graph. Now, let's say I'm going to use this graph. I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it over here. If you can paste it as a picture, that's ideal. If not, if sometimes that menu option doesn't come up, then you can paste it as whatever. But pasting as a picture will help you later on. Anyway, we paste it, and now you need to actually make a finding. So the graph is not the finding. The graph is the proof of the finding. So now you need to make a finding. You can't say it's clear which pets people like if you look at the graph. That's not a finding. A finding is, if you look at the graph, it's clear that people prefer cats and dogs to birds. That's my finding, and my proof is this graph. So I need you to insert a caption for each of the graphs that is a descriptive caption that actually, I would say, rephrases the initial question. And then underneath each graph, and please don't format it in funny ways, just keep it in line with text. Underneath each graph, then please write a finding of at least 2 or 3 sentences, or at least 1 sentence, 2 or 3 lines, I mean. Now, if you have 3 graphs, you can use all 3 for your 3 findings. Otherwise, go to your Access and actually take a screenshot, you can use your snipping tool and take a screenshot of a query result or the report to draw a 3rd finding. There's one mark for making a finding that shows insight, and that's a little bit more advanced. So for that one, I recommend just writing something about how 2 different questions correlate. So if you look at your Excel data, go back to your data and see if you can find a pattern somewhere. See if you can find a pattern that people who answered one thing over here answered the same thing over there, or that people were maybe just being pretentious and saying yes, they care about the environment, but personally they don't recycle. Something like that, where you draw conclusions from more than one question. That's the way you can get the mark for the advanced finding, that it includes insightful ideas. And then we're done with phase 2.